Now I know Joe Mixon went out with a little ankle sprain, but after he went out, it seemed like they just abandoned the run. They should have continued to run. You still got Akers out there. Give him enough carries. I'm not saying that would have made a big difference. They would have blew him out just because they ran the football. But I think they got one-dimensional, and they just kept dropping C.J. Stroud back, dropping him back, looking for big plays. And they're a passing offense. I like it. But when the running game is there to take, they should have stayed with it a little longer just to balance out that offense. And I just think they got away from it. They had C.J. Stroud slinging it over the field. 23 for 36. That's not bad at all. Because when you watch that game, you'd have thought he had like 50 attempts, but it was just 36. But I just think they got away from the run, especially after Mixon went out. After they stuffed it a few times, wasn't getting, 5 yards a carry, they kind of just went away from it. I just want them to stick to it, especially when you get further down the season. Playing the bigger teams, you want to try to stick with that run. You don't want C.J. Stroud just running around slinging it all over the football field on a consistent basis. Can he win it with his arm? Yes, he can win it with his arm. But you want a balanced attack. So if I have anything negative about that football game for the Texans, as I would like to see a little more running. Stick with the running game. But overall, they got the win 13-19. You'd have thought Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers was playing when you look at the score. Because I'm thinking, man, I thought some points would be scored in this one a little bit. But 19-13, I like rough and rugged games like that as well. Playing chess. Points are hard to come by. But ultimately, the Houston Texans were able to pull it out. Now, 𝐃𝐎𝐿 Williams came out very nice. I like the Chicago Bears. I like 𝐃𝐿. I keep calling him 𝐃𝐿 Williams. Caleb Williams. Excuse me. Caleb Williams. He came out looking sharp. Then it dwindled a little bit as the game went on. Houston started getting to him a little bit, putting him on the ground. 7 sacks for -40. So they was touching him up a little bit. But from week 1 to week 2, big improvement for Caleb Williams. And he's just going to get better as the season goes along. He's willing to listen is what they said. He tried to run around like he was in college in that week 1. Couldn't do that. You got to get rid of that football. But he had those 3-step dropbacks early in the game. He was getting rid of it. Good things was happening for him. So overall, man, just a good win. I'll just say it was a good win. It wasn't pretty. I won't even say it was like an ugly game, like far as execution. Yeah, you might say it was ugly, but it wasn't like, bad plays all over the field. They had some good moments where people was catching the ball, a few breakout runs, great defensive plays. Houston Texans picked him off twice. Probably could have been 3 times, I believe, and they called it, incomplete, I think, on one of them. But, yeah, they picked him off. Defense was flying around, and when you can have a team to score 13 points, that just shows your defense is pretty stout. So they'll take it, 13-19. And as far as the running game, Cam Akers, 7 carries for 32 yards. Joe Mixon, of course, he went out with the ankle sprain. I think he's going to be okay. He came back. I think he went in for 1 play, if I'm not mistaken. But after that, you didn't see him anymore. And I don't blame them not putting him back in there. I mean, the game was one of those games where you knew you could win it, you can pull it out. You really didn't need Joe Mixon to win this game. So wait till next week. Let him rest up, heal up a little more, then put him back out there full force. But Joe Mixon, before he went out and came back, 9 for 25, 2.8. Nothing good about that, but he didn't have a lot of volume. So, like I said, the takeaway from this game, I'm just a little surprised that Houston didn't stick with that run. Stick with the run. I'm thinking they came in thinking they was going to run the ball. And they just tried to do a flip-flop on him. Mixon ran for, 159 last game in week 1? So they came out different, throwing it around, expecting them to stuff the run. I don't know. Maybe they psyched their own selves out trying to go away from the run and throw it around the football field. And Tank Dell, once again, we had a few reverses. I just don't like that play with Tank Dell. I know I mentioned it before, but I think we can do without that little trick play, wide receiver reverse. Not much happening on there, but him getting racked up, getting drugged down. Come on, man. I hate to sound sour on this, but Tank Dell can do a lot of great things beside these wide receiver reverses, putting him out there to get hurt. He's not getting real big plays on it. Once they lay a glove on him, he's going down. He's not a heavy, strong individual where he's just going to break a lot of tackles. I mean, one hand grabs, they're dragging this guy. You know, it reminds me of a lion, basically wrangling a deer every time he gets tackled. I mean, they're pulling his limbs, dragging him down, bending him this way, that way. If you're going to do that play, I really want it in the red zone, because he has an opportunity once he gets that little spurt going. It's a touchdown. You don't have to be weaving through traffic trying to, you know, dodge this, dodge that. Once he gets his momentum going, he has a touchdown in that red zone. But try to run that 5-6 times in a game, I don't agree with that. They didn't run it that much. What he got, 3 carries, the 16 yards, 5.3 on average. And a lot of people say, well, you got 5.3 on average. Yeah, but it didn't really make a difference. I'd rather him catch the ball than actually run it out there on the island on a wide receiver reverse. It's just me. Everybody else might think different, but I need this guy healthy all season. It's not like he's bulky and got a lot of beef and meat on him where he can protect himself. He's not. He's skinny. He's a little frail, athletic. You know, I don't want to make him out to seem just a soft player, because he's not. He's real tough. But sometimes you just got to do the measures. You know what I mean? We got 200, 300-pound guys out there trampling around. You don't want to mess up your gazelle, do you? Out there fancy, running routes the way he does. Hey, man, just get him something nice and quick. Get him out of bounds. Get him up the field and get whatever. Get a touchdown. So, Nico Collins. Nico Collins, man. Is Nico Collins the featured wide receiver now? Huh? Now, I know they got all these great wide receivers. Nobody wants to stand out as one. They work as a collective unit. But Nico Collins, whoo, 8 catches, 135, almost 17 on average, got him a touchdown, 10 targets. C.J. Stroud going to this guy, 10 targets, man, for 8 catches. It's not a bad ratio. Not a bad ratio, but it looked like he's trying to feature a little more with that size, speed. He done worked in the offseason. I mean, his game has just elevated even from last season. He came out last season, but now you getting a presidential look from him this season coming in. Everything is fine-tuned. He's got control of his body. He just added speed with that big size. He's going up high-point balls. He's just sprinting away from people. Hey, man. Stephon Diggs, 4 catches for 37 yards, 9.3 on average. I like what I see there. Yeah, you want his numbers to be up higher. You want him to have more catches, but all the attention going to be on him as well. It's a great group. You got to pick your poison. And I like what I'm seeing from Stephon Diggs once again. He's excited. He's pumping his teammates up. He's not caring about if he gets the ball or not. Well, of course, every receiver wants the ball. Let's keep it real. But if he's winning, the offense is flowing, who cares if I get a ball or not? The ultimate goal is the Super Bowl. Always that. Always that. So Nico Collins stood out for the wide receivers. As far as the running backs, a little mixture here and there, but nothing was steady, nothing was stout. C.J. Stroud basically won it on his arm in this outstanding defense. The defense really won the game because you didn't allow them to score any points. You turned the football over. You got to the quarterback. You put him on the ground. That will win you ball games. C.J. Stroud was serviceable enough to put enough points on the board for they can win. So you got to look at it like that. He didn't turn the football over. He got him a touchdown. So I will call this a pedestrian game for C.J. Stroud, but it was a good game. You see what I'm saying? You win them ugly. When your offense ain't fine-tuned, you still find a way. And wins like this is going to go a long way for the rest of the season. Because they all not going to be pretty. And the Chicago Bears, yeah, they kind of semi-mediocre. We're trying to see what they're going to do this year with the new quarterback and everything. I hope they could find a way to fine-tune themselves to get into the playoffs. I like to see them in the playoffs. I always like new blood in there, especially with Caleb Williams, man. Outstanding quarterback. Love watching him play. He's heady, he's smart, he's brilliant. You just know this guy's going to figure it out. And when he does, it's going to be a nice little quarterback rival whenever they match up, Texas and the Bears. So far as the receivers for the Chicago Bears, DJ Moore, 6 catches, 53 yards. He had some big catches, you know, not a lot of yards, but he had 10 targets himself, and he's reliable. Just lucky Keenan Allen wasn't there. That added another problem. Yeah, big guy Keenan Allen, he's a guy that could be a future Hall of Famer when his career is done. But I like Keenan Allen. I told you I like all these wide receivers with that size, high point the ball, got a little speed on them, can escape away, tough guys. So, yeah, they very lucky Keenan Allen went in this one. That could have changed it up just a little bit. It made it a lot tougher to get rid of these Bears if he was out there. No doubt about that. Let's go down here and look at who got these interceptions. No, Lassiter got him one. What, Stingley? Look at 2020 before we get down there. My goodness, he all over the field. 13 tackles. 9 solo. Look at Petrie. 10 tackles. 8 solo. 𝐃𝐎𝐿𝐿, 10 tackles himself with 6 solo. They flying all over the football field. Anytime you get double-digit tackles, man, that means you're active. Got a nose for the football. So look at this. Go down here, look at the interceptions. Of course, you got Kamari Lassiter. Got his 1 pick for 9 yards. Look at Derek Stingley Jr. Got him a pick. Robert Woods and Steve Sims down there, they returned the ball very good. Especially Steven Sims. He had a good breakaway for 37 yards. Good return by him. So overall, like I say, not too much to say. It was just a win. A win that we all can enjoy. A win that we can like. 2-0. Moving on to next week. But they was able to get it done. And as far as that, we're going to jump into. I'm just going to run over the scoreboard real quick. Check it out. Bills and Dolphins. I was thinking about pulling those up, checking to look at the box score and everything, but we won't do that. Like I said, I'm going to bore y'all too much with that box sheet. We'll just go through the score real quick. 31-10, the Bills beat the Dolphins. That shocked me just a little bit. I thought the Dolphins would actually, you know, come out, win that game at home. I was wrong on that situation. But the Bills got them 31-10, and Josh Allen, those guys, they was prepped up. They was ready to play that game. And for as Tua, question is about Tua. Should Tua retire? That is the big question right now. Should Tua hang it up? Like I said, I'm wishing him the best, but this is continuing to happen, even from college. He's just got a history of getting banged up, getting hurt. So I don't know, man, especially when you're dealing with the head area and dealing with concussions. It's a tough, risky situation, man, about that. You want to be able to finish football and continue your career outside of the game, you know, with your family, walking, talking, doing all the normal stuff that you're supposed to do throughout your life. And this guy, what I'm hearing, he still wants to get out there and play. You can respect the heart. The man got a passion for the game. But somebody's going to have to protect him from himself before it's all over with. Now, he wants to come back. Okay. We'll build yourself up. We'll try to get you back in there. Now, before all of that, before he got hurt, before he got injured, had that concussion, Tua wasn't having a real, let's just say, his type of game. He had some miscues. This offense was fluttering in this ball game, and they just couldn't make anything happen. The worst thing that could happen is him getting hurt, getting knocked out with a concussion. Now, get yourself right. You probably think you're ready to go right now. Will I play him next week? Not no doctor. It just depends. They know better than I do. Taking a look at him, see how he's speaking, see how he's moving around, and things like that. He don't have that dazed look in his eyes. Seem like he's still got the plays down. Seem like he's still sharp as a tack. Maybe go out there and give him a shot at it again. But I'm gonna tell you this: if this guy goes out with a concussion again, it's time. Because at some point, it's like the Lord is trying to say something, and you might have to listen to it. It's a long history now of you getting these concussions. I don't want to say it, we all can knock on wood, but what's the possibility of you continuously making it out of these concussions, man? You got to really think about this. And people are thinking about it now. I'm thinking about it now that you need to really think about walking away from the game. But if you want to go out there and give it one more shot, which that is risky in itself, because you don't know. Next time could be more damaging. We don't know that. But if you find yourself back out on that football field, be careful. You need to have somebody in his ear. I know he's a tough guy. I know once those lights turn on and you're actually playing the game of football, you don't want to slide. You try to be competitive. You want to win. You want to go extra to get that first down, that extra yard. You're going to stick your head out there and you're going to do what you can do. But now is the time to slide. Every time he breaks out of that quarterback pocket, he needs to slide. I don't care where he is on the football field. I would take any licks. Scramble, either you're getting out of bounds or you're sliding. We're not looking to tramp over people. We're not looking to bulldoze over anybody. And I need to be talking to him about that. So Tua, get healthy. Hope you find yourself back on the field if that's what you really want to do, but you have to do it smart. You have to slide now, every time. Get out of bounds. None of this darting with your head first, trampling over people. We can't do that. It's bad enough you're taking hits in the pocket. Don't put yourself out there on the island, scrambling around, ducking your head down, trying to get that extra yard to get that first down. Understand your competitiveness, but your health is at stake. So the Dolphins losing that game in that fashion, that surprised me. Them at home, I thought they would have had a good showing. They didn't, and they went down 31-10. Browns and Jaguars. Can we give a round of applause? Deshaun Watson. That's the type of game you need to play. That was surprising in itself. That's another game that kind of surprised me. Jaguars at home. Deshaun Watson finally put together a decent game to win it, 18-13. So shouts out to Deshaun Watson. Bottle that up. Bottle that up. Win or lose, you need to have that type of game week in and week out. You don't have to try to be the hero every game. But man, if you want to play pedestrian, you know, make your throws, hand the ball off, just don't turn it over. You can make hay. You can keep that starting position. You might can play all 17 weeks, 18 weeks, whatever it is with the bye. You can last and go long. Pause. So you think smart as well. You think smart as well. So stay on the field. Great game by you. Heads up. Try to backdoor that next week and try to put together another win. Ravens and Raiders. You know what, man? I don't even want to talk about my picks. If I'm just on the other end of 500, I'm going to be happy. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm going to be happy if I'm just on the other end of 500. I didn't tally up anything yet. But I'm just looking at a few of them. I'm like, man, what? Raiders beat them 26-23. Who would have told me that? Ravens are 0-2. 0-2. Went down to the Raiders. Raiders came prepared. Raiders was ready. Who expected the quarterback play to go the way it did for the Raiders? Making big plays, defense. Max Crosby over there acting crazy. Coaching up his quarterback. Shocking. Chargers and Panthers. Bryce Young. From what I'm hearing, probably just 30 minutes ago, from what I'm hearing, Bryce Young has been benched. Yeah, he's been benched. Don't know if it's going to be for the rest of the season. Do I think it's a good idea? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. They had the guy out there on the island running for his life. Pressure, trying to make big plays. Things wasn't happening. He's a young guy. You don't want to ruin him. I've said that before. I think this is a good decision. It allows him to sit back, watch the game from the sideline. As the weeks move along, he's gained more confidence. Gets the playbook down, understands his reads a little more, what he needs to do to maintain the offense. That's what he needs to learn right now, because his confidence is starting to waver. You don't want him to completely lose it. Great decision there, and here comes the backup. Saints and Cowboys. Oh, my. Oh, my. Whoa. Who saw that coming? Can you say I saw that coming? Can't believe I almost got off of those Saints. I came this close of picking those Cowboys. But I said, Saints, I'm going to give you one more good shot. I haven't picked y'all in a couple of weeks now, going into last season. Show me something. I've been on and off, on and off, on and off of y'all. Man, talk about show me something. Those Saints look like they're ready for the Super Bowl. We're not going to lose our minds here in week 2, but my goodness. Did you see how they were playing? Offense just made them cover every blade of grass. Do you hear me? They made the Cowboys cover every blade of grass on that football field. Cowboys didn't know what was coming. They remind me of a dog watching cars go by. They was just out there like, that's how they was looking. Didn't know what was going on, what was hitting them at what angle at any time. Defense. Cowboys, man. Woo! They always try to praise them early, especially in that week 1. You allowed 44 points on that defense. Yeah, it ain't all on Dak Prescott. When a team scores 44 points on you, you got to start looking at that defense a little bit like, what's going on? What happened? This happened. Zoom, 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 zoom. That's what happened. You couldn't catch them. You didn't know where it was coming from. It was a wake-up call. Y'all had a blowout last week. Now y'all get blowed out this week. Time to go back to the lab. But me personally, Cowboys are going to be good, but they're not going to be great. You have to be great to go deep in the playoffs and to win the Super Bowl. They will just probably get into the playoffs, and then they're going to be the early exit first round out. Same old story with these guys. Same old story. But yeah, the Marcher Saints put it on them, and they put it on them good. Nobody seen that one coming. Now, I thought the Saints would probably had a good chance to win it, but I didn't think they was going to come out here and just slap them around. That's the surprise.